This is Nightline.
Tonight, the yogurt shop murders, the slaying of 4 teenage girls that shocked the nation.
I promised the family that day I would never give up on this case.
Decades later, the DNA technology that led to a break in the case.
The overwhelming weight of the evidence points to the guilt of one man,
Giving families the answers they've been waiting for.
All we ever wanted for this case was the truth.
Who authorities now believe committed the heinous crime.
I think that this is a Ted Bundy level serial killer type.
Plus, home improvement with a shifting gears twist.
A blazer? Are you getting inducted into the Angry Guy Hall of Fame?
Tim Allen's 2 sitcom families colliding.
What's it like for you when your old castmates meet your new castmates?
It's a little uncomfortable. I gotta be honest with you.
The special reunion packed with cameos.
Welcome.
Hey, buddy!
Oh, boy.
Decades later, reflecting on that cast's special sauce and remembering Jane Goodall, the celebrated conservationist renowned for her lifelong study of chimpanzees.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, a new break in the case that shocked the nation more than 3 decades ago. 4 teenage girls executed at a frozen yogurt shop in Austin, Texas. The horrific crime going unsolved. But authorities now believe they know who the killer is. Here's ABC's Matt Gutman.
More than a quarter century ago, in a circumstance much like this today, I said that Austin lost its innocence. Today, we have some closure.
the overwhelming weight of the evidence points to the guilt of one man.
I think that this is a Ted Bundy level serial killer type.
For more than 30 years, the city of Austin has been asking, who killed these girls?
One of the most horrific murders in Texas history. It is a crime that has haunted this community ever since.
4 teenage girls, 13-year-old Amy Ayers, 17-year-old Eliza Thomas, and sisters Jennifer Harbison, 17, and Sarah Harbison, 15, were brutally murdered at a local yogurt shop. The crime scene then set on fire, the inferno destroying key evidence, the community shaken to its core. Sonora Thomas is Eliza's sister. She was 13 years old when the unthinkable happened.
I just remember my body started shaking and my teeth started chattering, and I couldn't really even hear what was being said.
Barbara Wilson shares Sonora's pain. Her 2 daughters, Jennifer and Sarah, were killed alongside Eliza.
They were loving children. They were happy and they helped others. They were just any wonderful thing you can think of. They were just my buddies.
For decades, the case remained unsolved.
On December 6, 1991, we as a city lost our innocence. Today, we regain our confidence.
2 young men even wrongly convicted of the crime and later set free.
They were bringing in anybody who was a little bit different.
No, just one of the police. I killed somebody.
Then, this summer, the story of the murders gaining renewed attention with HBO's The Yogurt Shop Murders. But now, 34 years later, Austin officials say they believe they finally have the answer to the city's most painful question.
We now have evidence linking a specific individual to this case.
Thanks to advances in ballistic and DNA technology, investigators have identified this man, Robert Eugene Brashers, as the suspect who killed the 4 teenagers.
I am grateful for the advancements in science and technology that have allowed us to uncover this critical evidence. I promised the family that day I would never give up on this case.
Authorities say the serial killer was linked to a spate of murders in the 90s, including the murder of a Missouri mother and daughter in 1998. Brashers died by suicide in 1999 during a standoff with police for an unrelated crime.
It was absolutely surreal when I saw this man's name as responsible for this really high-profile case that I was so familiar with.
The families of the victims say they are finally getting the answers they've been waiting for so long.
I'd like to first thank God for the strength and perseverance for the last 34 years to finally have a little end to it. At one point, I had given up on God, but He never gave up on me, and I am thankful for that.
It has been so long, and all we ever wanted for this case was the truth.
In 1991, Austin, Texas was a peaceful, small city. Violent crime was nearly non-existent. That all changed on December 6th. Authorities responded to a fire at a I can't believe it's yogurt shop. Inside, they discovered a horrific crime scene. The bodies of the 4 young girls were found bound, gagged, and shot in the head with a pistol.
There was evidence of sexual assault. Some of the only really physical evidence that was recovered was a spent .380 shell casing that was located in the floor drain.
When they were killed, all I could think about is I wasn't with them. They had to go through that by themselves.
At the time, the families of the girls spoke with our ABC affiliate, KVUE.
If they catch them tomorrow, I say hang them the next day.
They need to suffer. I'm sorry, but we're suffering every day. It's not getting any better.
Including Barbara.
He scared my baby girls. Those people scared my baby girls, and my baby girls would not have hurt anyone, ever.
And there's 13-year-old Sonora with her mother.
Nothing will make me feel better. The only thing that would help at the moment is Eliza coming in the door.
My family was in such a crisis. My mom just kind of retreated into her bedroom. She was so depressed. I was lost in finding people to drink with and things like that. And my whole life has really been shaped by this experience. You know, I'm 47 now. I was 13 at the time.
Following the murders, the community banded together in search of clues to help authorities solve the heinous murders.
We're walking the neighborhoods today, handing out flyers and putting out white ribbons in an effort to find the murderers.
With little physical evidence and DNA technology at that point in its infancy, investigators faced obstacles from the start.
The yogurt shop murders crime scene investigation was especially challenging because of the fire and then because of the water that was used to try to put that fire out.
Nearly a decade after the killings, 2 men were convicted of capital murder despite the lack of physical evidence. Those convictions were overturned on constitutional grounds, and those 2 were released in 2009. Both of them were later cleared by DNA testing.
When those boys were first being investigated, they weren't able to use DNA evidence to eliminate them, which, as we know, happened later on in the investigation.
For years, the case went cold until this summer when new testing on a .380 caliber shell casing left at the scene, plus DNA found underneath the fingernails of one victim, Amy Ayers, implicated Brashers.
I'm sorry that it took 34 years for us to get here, but we're here now, and Amy's final moments on this earth were to solve this case for us. It's because of her fighting back.
Genealogist C.C. Moore was the first to link Brashers to a spate of separate killings. On the show Genetic Detective, she traced his trail of murders and sexual assaults through Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Missouri.
And I found just one thing after another that supported my theory in this case.
Moore's work helped authorities connect the dots. Brashers was a serial killer, but the extent of the horror was unknown until now.
I would continue to go back and revisit his timeline and try to identify cold cases that might be attributed to him. But it never occurred to me that the yogurt shop murders was something that he had done as well.
Even though Brashers is long gone, Jennifer and Sarah's mother, Barbara, says she's grateful for the answer she does have, even if the grief never leaves her.
When you have missing people, there's no closure to missing. Your heart is ripped forever. I got a big old scar tissue on that heart, and sometimes that's hard to get around, but there is no closure.
And Sonora, she's now a psychotherapist helping others with their trauma, hopeful she can leave some of her pain in the past.
What a relief it will be to get some distance from December 6th, to go out feeling a little bit lighter, engage with friends and family, start making new stories, putting this story behind us, and just letting this one go.
Our thanks to Matt. Up next, we're behind the scenes with Tim Allen as his home improvement and shifting gears worlds collide. What he says made the classic show work so well. Welcome back. Actor Tim Allen is famous across generations for the classic show Home Improvement. ABC's Chris Connolly joins the comedic genius behind the scenes on the set of his brand new show, where an all-star lineup is waiting to give Tim a way-back experience.
A defining ABC sitcom of the 1990s that made Tim Allen a major star.
What is this thing on your head?
It's a little piece of table.
With that signature grunt.
Come on, guys.
And his knack for accidental destruction.
What do we need?
Home Improvement's 204 episodes still delight viewers. Now it's Tim as a widowed car shop owner.
He has risen.
And Kat Dennings as his estranged daughter.
A blazer? Are you getting inducted into the Angry Guy Hall of Fame?
Who are getting the big laughs on Shifting Gears.
My 18-year-old daughter got pregnant and left home. And now my 34-year-old daughter is back living with me. Every parent's dream.
For the ABC and Hulu series' second season premiere, Tim's old Home Improvement pals and ours are reuniting for a clever cameo.
Welcome.
Hey, buddy. Oh, boy.
I mean, I grew up watching Home Improvement like religiously. It's very surreal to see them all together, and also none of them have aged, which is very annoying.
Also in the Shifting Gears cast, Daryl Chill Mitchell from the 2009 sitcom Brothers, and many will also recognize American Pie's Sean William Scott.
Table read was fire.
Tim Allen doesn't mess around.
No.
Let's just put it that way. When you're meeting actors that you grew up watching and like one of the most famous sitcoms ever, it's pretty incredible.
So what's it like for you when your old castmates meet your new castmates?
It's a little uncomfortable. I gotta be honest with you.
As he leaves his bus on the Disney lot and heads to the Shifting Gears set, Tim is feeling a little shook. Can you blame him?
I'm not really prepared for this.
Because it's like you're throwing a party and all the folks from Home Improvement you had so much success with 30 years ago are meeting your new friends from Shifting Gears.
People that know me go, you're very quiet. And I said, I'm very uncomfortable right now.
At 72, Tim Allen is every bit a Disney legend, from Buzz Lightyear
To infinity and beyond.
to the Santa Claus.
It's okay, I'm used to it. I lived through the 60s.
And still shows up ready to play.
I'm gonna go into the set that I love. Okay, you guys stay out here. Do not come in here. None of you.
Oh, that Tim. With rehearsals underway for the second season's debut.
Can we get back to work?
Next, a sit-down with Patricia Richardson, Debbie Dunning, and Richard Karn, who all made history together back in the 1990s.
Does everybody know what time it is? It was such a gift to be on a show that we loved each other so much, and we laughed all the time, every day, and then we drive home and think about the antics that went on that day.
This has just been so fun.
You got your team.
We've been laughing a lot.
Tim, what's it like to have everybody back together like this?
I'm a little overwhelmed with these guys being in the scene and not being Tim Taylor, but it's a bit intimidating because I learned a bunch of acting from these people.
Wait a minute, you're acting now?
Ooh, here we go.
Not right now.
Wow. Gotta stab it like that.
Richard, when did you realize that this was the hit that it was going to become?
I don't know if there was like a specific moment, but I just was really glad to have this job and be there and watch these guys, you know, working, because I'd done theater, and all of a sudden things are getting rewritten, you know, in the moment. I go, you're rewriting this? The joke was good. I thought the joke was, you know, I'm like fighting for these jokes, and they're going, no, we got something better. It was really fun and a big learning process.
What do you think it was that made Home Improvement work as well as it did, Tim? You must have thought about it over the years.
Well, I always felt it was this relationship. I wanted the husband and wife to be really in love with each other, unlike other sitcoms.
I am so glad that I didn't let anybody talk me out of marrying you.
They gave us real fights, and it wasn't just a joke. You know, so we have writers that aren't just writing jokes, they're writing character and story.
Yes.
Which is huge.
But you also got to help with that, you know, in the
notes.
Yeah,
Tim and I went in every Monday after the first read-through, and you know, because there were no women in the writing room really, so I got to go in and defend the woman's point of view.
Remember babies at all? 2 a.m. feedings, 3 a.m. feedings. I don't have the energy for that anymore.
You don't have the energy to say, wake up, Jill, the baby wants you?
People are funny when they come up to you. We do a lot of Comic-Cons, and they come up and they like to tell us this was probably one of the best parts of their life, because this was when they remembered family being family, and they got to sit around. The parents never worried because it was such a clean show. You never worried about anything being said inappropriate.
I get overwhelmed at, especially older women, 40s, 50s, older, what am I talking about?
Jeez.
That the only time they bonded with their dad was when they watched Home Improvement.
Generations now have loved it and talked to you about it. What's it like when your kids watch it or their friends watch it and ask you questions?
Watched it. My kids were here when we were shooting it.
Yeah.
So they saw it when we were shooting it. I had babies 3 months, twins, 3 months before we started, and a 5-year-old at that time. So the twins lived in the dressing room for the first 3 years. Until they went to nursery school.
And now with Tim's latest TV family, there's no place he'd rather be.
Tim, you could be on a boat right now. You could be eating a sandwich. You could be doing anything you want. You have been so incredibly successful. What motivates you to get up in the morning and continue to work like you do?
If you love what you do, you're not ever working. I love entertaining, and I love being on set. I love what I do.
Our thanks to Chris. Shifting Gears airs Wednesdays on ABC and streams the following day on Hulu. When we come back, remembering Jane Goodall, her work changing the way we see animals. Hear her message for us all. And finally tonight, pioneering zoologist and anthropologist Jane Goodall passing away at 91 while on a speaking tour. Here's ABC's David Muir.
Jane Goodall was a pioneer. For decades, her scientific discoveries while documenting chimpanzees in the wild was groundbreaking, teaching us all about the bond between man and nature. She first traveled to East Africa to study chimpanzees in 1960 at just 26 years old. She was a secretary for a renowned paleontologist, Louis Leakey, and he thought she'd be up for the grueling job. She'd bravely leave camp at dawn and search for the chimpanzees, returning night after night without finding them. But she was determined.
I refused to give up. One day, it happened. I could see them on the other side of the valley watching me. Then they'd come closer and perch in the trees looking down at me. Finally, they came right down onto the ground.
She would eventually gain their trust, documenting for the first time behaviors that stunned the scientific community and the world, charting their individual personalities and emotions, witnessing the chimpanzees embracing, hugging, the bond between mother and child.
A wild chimpanzee mother came up to me and allowed her infant to reach out with that wondering expression in his eyes to touch me. And that's another moment I'll never forget.
In 1977, she established the Jane Goodall Institute, one of the world's largest global nonprofits for conservation research. Tonight, Jane Goodall, in her own words, on her life's work.
I think it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, really, just the richness of it. It's fulfilling, and there's a long way to go, and a lot more that I want to do. But I've been lucky, very.
Our thanks to David. And that's Nightline for this evening. We'll see you right back here same time tomorrow. Thanks for the company, America. Good night.